Hello friends, myself Kadu, and today we are going to discuss about the 7th standard topic of math, that is the circle. This is the 11th chapter on your book, on your page number, that is 78. Okay, so we are going to discuss the circle. In a previous lecture, we have discussed about the circumference of the circle and the chord, radius and the diameter of the circle. And in today's lecture, we are going to discuss about the major arc and the minor arc. Major arc and the minor arc. Okay, so just look at on the first diagram of on the page number 78. That is this is a circle with center O. Okay, and the one line is given with the point A and the B. Okay, now just tell me what is the AB? As we know that AB is nothing but the chord. Okay, this is the chord AB. Why this is the chord? Because this is nothing. This is the line segment which will be get by joining the 2 points on the circle. Okay, but this line segment does not passes through the center of the circle. That's why it is not the diameter. So it's the chord AB. Okay, so that's why it's the chord AB. Okay, so the chord AB divides the circle along a side into the 2 parts. Okay, so this chord AB divides the circle in the 2 parts. Okay, and the one part of the arc is AXP. Okay, so this is the point X and this is the point Y. So this chord AB divides the circle in the 2 parts, that is a AYB and AXP. Okay, so this AXP is the smaller arc and AYB is the major arc. Okay, so what we can so what is the major arc and minor arc then? Okay, so this AB divides the circle into the 2 parts, that is this is the first part and this is the second part. Okay, so this is the arc. Okay, AXP, this is the arc, and AYB is the again arc. Okay, so the AXB is the minor arc, that is the AXB, and AYB is the major arc. Okay, AYB is the major arc. Okay, so if the 2 arcs of the circle have the common endpoints and the arc makes an one complete circle, the arc are said to be the corresponding arc. Okay, so now the second so this is the minor arc and the major arc. Now we are getting to know what is the corresponding arc. Okay, what is the corresponding arc? So this is our first term, that's the major arc and the minor arc. Now what is the major arc and minor arc? That's the AB is the chord. This chord AB divides this circle into the 2 parts. That's one is the bigger part and one is the smaller part. Okay, so the smaller part, that is the AXP, is the minor arc, and major arc is the AYB is the major arc. Now next term is corresponding arc. Now what is the corresponding arc then? The corresponding arcs are the arcs in which if the 2 arcs of a circle have the common endpoints. Okay, if the 2 arcs of a circle having common ends point, okay, and the arc make an one complete circle. And arc makes an one complete circle, then this arc called as a corresponding arc. Okay, okay, these are the mutually corresponding arc. Okay, so what is the arc then? That is the major arc and the minor arc. Okay, now what is the second term? Second term is the corresponding mutual corresponding arc. Okay, that's a mutual corresponding arc. So what is the mutual? That's a mutual corresponding arc. That's the 2 arcs of a circle having the common endpoints. That is the common endpoints. Okay, the 2 arcs of a circle having the common endpoints. Now look at these 2 arcs. That's the arc AXB and the AYB. That's the AXB and the AYB. The endpoint of these 2 arcs is same. That's the A and B. That's A and B, and that's the A and B, that's AXB. The endpoints of the AXB is AB and endpoints of the AYB is AB. Okay, so the endpoints of these two arcs is same. Okay, and these two arcs make and one complete circle. Okay, and these two arcs makes and one complete circle. Okay, so these two are nothing but the mutual corresponding arcs. Okay, so to form a mutual corresponding arc, which condition is required? That is the endpoints of these two arc must be coincidence. Okay, the two arc have the same common endpoints, and these two arc must complete the one complete circle. This is the two requirement to form the mutual corresponding arc. Okay, this is the mutual corresponding arc. So we have studied the major arc, minor arc, and what is the mutual corresponding arc. Now we have to study the central angle and the measure of an arc. That is the central angle and measure of an arc. Okay, central angle and the measure of an arc. One figure is given. Okay, this is a center. Okay, that's a O, that's a A, that's a B. Okay, that's a Z. Okay, now in the figure, O is the vertex of the angle AOB. Consider this is the angle AOB, then O is the vertex of the angle. Okay, the angle whose vertex is center of the circle is called as the central angle. Okay, now what is the definition of the central angle then? The vertex of an angle. Okay, the vertex of an angle is the center of the circle. Is the center of the circle, then it is called as a central angle. Okay, the vertex of the angle is the center of the circle, then it is called as the central angle. This is the definition of the central angle. Consider this is angle AOB, and what is the O? O is nothing but the vertex of the angle AOB, and again O is nothing but the center of the circle. So this is the central angle. Okay, now in angle AOB in the figure, the central angle corresponding to the arc AZB. Okay, so this is the point A. This is the point A. This is point A. This is angle AOB, and this this angle AOB corresponds to which arc? That is which arc? That is the arc AZB. Okay, that is the arc AZB corresponds to the arc AZB. Okay, now the measure of the angle subtended at the center by an arc is taken to be the measure of an arc. Okay, now central angle and measure of them. That is central angle and the measure of an arc. Now what is the central angle? The vertex of the angle is the center of the circle, then it is called as the central angle. Now what is the measure of an arc then? That is the measure of an angle subtended by at the center by an arc. Okay, so this is the arc, and the angle subtended by arc is nothing but the angle AOB. Okay, and now this is taken to be the measure of an arc. Now this is taken to be the measure of an arc. Okay, now to measure and minor arc. How to measure the minor arc? Okay, so consider this is diagram. Okay, that is AB. Okay, now consider this is a 70 degree. Okay, in this figure angle AO, now consider this is a point Q. In this figure angle AOQ is equal to 70 degree. Okay, angle AOQ is equal to 70 degree. The measure of a minor arc AOQ. So the measure of minor arc, that is AYQ, is equal to 70 degree. Okay, so the measure of arc AYQ, that is the measure of arc AYQ. Consider here the Y. Okay, here the angle AOQ is 70 degree. That's why the arc AYQ is also the 70 degree because of the central angle and the measure of an arc. Because this arc is subtended by the angle AOQ. That's why the arc AOQ is nothing but the measure of angle AOQ. That is measure of arc AOQ is nothing but the 70 degree. Okay. Now it is written as the measure of arc AYQ is equal to 70 degree. Okay. It is written as this. Okay. Now the measure of the the measure of major arc. Okay, major arc. This is the measure of the minor arc. As we see that AYQ is nothing but the major or minor arc. This is the minor arc. Okay, now we are going to discuss about the major arc. Okay, the measure of the major arc is nothing but the 360 degree minus 360 degree minus measure of corresponding minor arc. That is the measure of corresponding minor arc. Okay, the measure of corresponding minor arc. Now, what is the central angle? Measure of an arc. That's a minor arc and the major arc. Okay, now what is the central angle? Consider this is the AOQ. Okay, this is the angle AOQ. Here is the O is nothing but the vertex of the angle, that's the AOQ. And again, O is nothing but the center of the circle. That's why it is nothing but the central angle. Okay, this is the central angle. Now, the angle AOQ is equal to 70 degree, which is subtended by the arc AYQ. That's why the measure of an arc AYQ is equal to 70 degree. AYQ is what? Which arc? AYQ is the minor arc. Okay, it's the minor arc. Now, how we can measure the major arc? The major arc is nothing but the 360 degree minus the measure of an corresponding minor arc. Okay, now consider this is point O. Okay, now AOQ is nothing but the major arc. Now, how will we find out the measure of arc AOQ, which is the major arc? That is the 360 degree minus measure of an corresponding minor arc. AYB is its corresponding minor arc. Now we have discussed about the definition of the mutual corresponding arc. Okay, what is the mutual corresponding arc? Then if the two arcs having the common endpoint, okay, in the angle, that is the arc AOQ and arc AYB having the two common endpoints, that's A and Q. Okay, and again they form the one complete circle. That's why the AYQ and the AOQ are nothing but the mutual corresponding arc. Okay, so the measure of a major arc is the measure of a major arc is 360 degree minus the 70 degree. Okay, that's nothing but the 290 degree. Okay, so measure of a major arc is nothing but the 290 degree by using this formula. So we can say that the measure of a major arc, the measure of a minor arc, that's the central angle. Okay, we have seen the fourth. That's the four terms here. That's the major arc. What is meant by major arc? What is meant by minor arc? What is meant by mutual corresponding arc? Then we find out the measure of a minor arc, measure of a major arc. Okay. Now the measure of a circle. Measure of a circle. Okay. Now this is a complete circle. Okay. So in the figure the measure of a circle. When the radius OA, consider this is a radius, that's a frequency, and this is consider this is radius OA. Okay, when the radius OA of the circle turns anti-clockwise as shown in the figure alongside through the complete angle, when this AOA is rotates in anti-clockwise direction as shown in the figure alongside through the complete angle, then it turns through an angle that measures 360 degree. For example, this is the radii or this is the radius of the circle. When it starts moving in this direction, that the anti-clockwise to comes in again in this condition, then it will travels of what angle? That is 360, because this is nothing but the whole, that is the 360 degree. Okay, therefore the angle subtended at a center by a circle is 360 degree. Okay, therefore the angle subtended by a circle at a center is of what? That is a 360 degree. Okay, now the measure of a complete circle is nothing but the 360 degree. That's the measure of complete circle is equal to 360 degree, because the angle subtended by a circle at a center is nothing but the 360 degree. So the measure of a complete circle is nothing but the 360 degree. Now what is the semicircle arc then? Now look at the figure. Consider this is a figure. That's AOB, that's Y, and that's X. Okay. Now look at the figure. Determines the measure of a semicircular arc, that's the AXB and AYB, AXB and the AYB. Now consider this is a two circle. That's why this is a semicircle, because the arc AB is nothing but the diameter of the circle. When the diameter of the circle divides the circle into two equal parts, okay, that's why this arc AXB and AYB is nothing but the semicircle. Okay, whenever the chord is given as of the diameter, then these two arc makes the semicircle. Okay, now the three standard statements are given that the measure of a minor arc is equal to its corresponding central angle. Okay, as we have seen in the previous diagram, that is the measure of a minor arc. That is the measure of a minor arc is equal to the corresponding central angle. Okay, now measure of a major arc is equal to 360 degree. Now the measure of a major arc is what? That is the 360 degree minus measure of a minor arc. Okay, so in this way we can get the value of the major arc and the minor arc. Now what is the measure of a semicircle then? As we know that the angle subtended by the circle at the circle is 360 degree, means the measure of a complete circle is 360 degree. So the measure of the semicircle is automatically we get the 180 degree. Okay, that's half of the 360 degree is nothing but the 180 degree. So there is a practice set 43. On this information we will solve the practice set 43, which is based on the major arc and the minor arc. That is a practice set, that is a 43. Okay, now the practice set, the first question is that if the arc AXB and AYB, that's arc AXB and the arc AYB are corresponding arc. Okay, they are corresponding arc. What is meant by corresponding arc? If their endpoints are same and they form the complete circle, means they are the corresponding arc. Okay, the measure of an arc AXB, that is the measure of arc AXB, is equal to 120 degree. 120 degree. Okay, now measure of an arc AXB is equal to 120 degree. As we know that the arc AXB and the AYB are the two corresponding arc, means the measure of arc AXB plus AYB is obviously we get the 360 degree, because the two mutual corresponding arc forms the one complete circle, and the measure of one complete circle is nothing but the 360 degree, and we get the value of the minor arc, that is the 120 degree. Then that is the measure of arc AYB, which is obviously a major arc. Okay, which is obviously a major arc, because 120 degree is less than that of the 180 degree, means the arc AYB is nothing but the major arc, which is what is the value? That is 360 degree minus 120 degree. Okay, this is the measure of a major arc. Okay, so this is gives the, that is the 240 degree. Okay, that is the 240 degree. What is the measure of a measure of a major arc? That's a 240 degree. Okay, now some arc are shown in the figure with center O. Write the names of the minor arc, major arc and the semicircle arc from among them. Okay, if the circle with the center O measure the minor arc is 110 degree, what is the measure of a major arc? Okay, now this is the first problem of practice set, that's 43. Now what is the third problem then? That is, if a circle with a center O if a circle with a center O, the measure of a minor arc is 110 degree. Okay, what is the measure of the major arc? What is the measure of the major arc? P, Y and Q. Okay, P, Y and Q. Okay, if the circle, consider this is a circle. Okay, having center O, consider this is center O. Measure of an arc, minor arc 110 degree. Consider this is a minor arc. That is we have to find the P, Y, Q. Consider this is a P, this is a Q, and this is a Y, and this is the A. Okay, consider this is a A. Okay. Now the measurement of a minor arc is given. Now consider in this diagram PAQ is the minor arc, as we can say that, and the measure of this minor arc, that's a PAQ, that's the measure of an arc PAQ is 110 degree. Now what is the measure of major arc? What is the measure of a major arc? That is a 360 degree minus 110 degree. Okay, 360 degree minus 110 degree. Okay, now what is the, it is 250 degree. So the measure of an arc PYQ, which is nothing but the major arc, is 250 degree. Is 250 degree. So in this way we can easily find out the measure of a major arc and the minor arc. That's the measure of a major arc and the minor arc. So what we have studied in the circle, then we have studied in a circle that this is the circle. We have studied about the radius, we have studied about the diameter, we have studied about the chord, then we have studied about the circumference. We have solved the different types of the problem on the circumference of the circle. Then we have studied the major arc and the minor arc. Okay, we have studied about the major arc and the minor arc. Then we have studied about the mutual corresponding arc. Mutual corresponding arc. Then we have to find out then we have studied that the angle subtended by at the center of the circle is of the 360 degree, and angle of the semicircle is of the 180 degree. Okay, how to find out the measure of a minor arc, how to find out the measure of a major arc. Okay, so what is the radius then? Radius is nothing but the distance between the 2 points of what, that is the center of the circle and the any point on the circle. What is the diameter? The line segment formed by joining the any 2 points on the circle which passes through the center of the circle. Means to form the diameter, the line must have to pass through the center of the circle. But in the case of the chord, there is no necessity to pass the line through the center. Means the any 2 point, consider this is a point and this is a point. When we join these 2 points, this becomes the chord AB. Consider this is a point and this is a point. When we join these 2 points, consider this is P and this is Q, then this becomes the chord PQ. Okay, there is no need to pass through the center of the circle in the case of the chord. What is the circumference? Circumference is nothing but the 2 pi r. Value of the formula for the circumference of the circle is 2 pi r. What is the value of the pi? Value of the pi is 22/7 or 3.14. Okay, you should take the value of the pi as according to you to make your calculation easier. If the 3.14 makes your calculation easier, then you can take the value of the pi as 3.14. Or to get the easiest calculation, or to get the quick calculation by dividing, or to get the, you can take the value of the pi, that is the 22/7. Okay, now this is the circumference of the circle. Now what is the formula for the area of the circle? That is the pi r square. R square is nothing but the formula for the area of the circle. So don't get confused in between the area of the circle and the circumference of the circle. If anyone asks, or in an exam there is if anyone asks about the circumference and the area, what is the difference between the circumference and the circle and the area, then if you have to find the area, then you have to find out this whole region which is enclosed in the circle. This is the area. Okay, then this will be found out by using the pi r square formula. Okay, but if you have to find only this is the outer, okay, this consider this is the plot, then you have to find out the fence of the wire. You have to put the fence of the wire on the outer according to this plot. Then you have to find out the perimeter circumference of the circle. This will be applicable to the any diagram. For example, the rectangle, the square, and the triangle also. This all closed diagram having the properties of the, that's the perimeter and the square. Okay, so we will end this chapter of the circle, that's a major axis, and we have seen the today's topic, that is the major axis and the minor axis. In the next chapter we will going to discuss about the perimeter and the area. We will find out the perimeter and the area of the different closed diagrams. Okay, thank you.